Hello and welcome to the Growing Green podcast. Your host, Jeremiah Jennings, is the owner of Growing Green Landscapes in Birmingham, Alabama, and has a passion for growing the entrepreneurship community for those who are young in business. Being a business owner isn't easy, especially in the early years, and that's why in this show we dive into a wide range of topics covering all the challenges small business owners deal with. Even if your company is generating $1 million or more, the stories from our great guest and Jeremiah's own firsthand experiences will propel your business forward. And now, here's your host, Jeremiah Jennings.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode today here on the Growing Green podcast. This is your host, Jeremiah Jennings, and this is going to be a really fun episode today that we have for you. It is another guest interview with Ken from the Stripe Life. Ken was on a while back. We talked about how the Stripe Life got started, how he was going full-time in his business. He was literally I think 1 or 2 weeks in at that point. He is now a couple months in. We got a cool update, a business update from him and a review from the season so far. He's doing some big things at Equip. He's got a full day on Thursday, tons of giveaways, Yetis, lanyards, all kinds of stuff that he's giving away. So this is a really fun one. I wanted to get on with him and just kind of share what he's got going on at Equip. We're going to be talking about Equip here in the upcoming episodes. We got some fun stuff coming down the road. It's just going to be a really fun time of year. It's fun getting to get to these networking events. We got Entrepreneur Academy coming up soon, Entrepreneur Academy Live, and so man, I'm fired up. This is going to be a really fun one. So I do want to correct one thing. In the show today, we say that there is going to be a giveaway. All of Ken's giveaways are going to be at 3 o'clock on Thursday. Well, we changed that. We had a conversation after we got off air and was like, hey, I think this is going to be a better time. So really, 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock on Thursday, there's going to be a fun giveaway. Like I said, all these Yetis, lanyards, badges, Ballard lanyards, and cool things that Ken's got there. So a lot of keychains and things with Stripe Life on it. So Thursday at 4 o'clock is when they're going to do all the giveaways over at the DeWalt Hustler Cub Cadet booth is going to be going on over there. So go check him out. I'm going to definitely stop by there and make an appearance at some point. So stop by and hang out. It'll be a fun way to wrap up the show on Thursday and then heading into the rally on Thursday night. At the GIE, the Equip rally, I guess, the YouTube rally. That's what they're calling it this year. Nailers rally at Copper Kings Distillery. So anyway, I don't want to ramble on any longer. I want to get into today's show. Let Ken talk about what he's got going on Equip and how his business is flourishing and growing, and just kind of how he's doing things. He's got a unique way on getting employees in for next year. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be a really entertaining and really fun show. Without any further ado, let's hop into it and hear from Ken.
All right, so we are going to be set up all day Thursday inside the Hustler booth. The Hustler booth is kind of like a combined booth this year. It's Hustler, DeWalt Outdoors, Cub Cadet. They have the biggest booth at the show because of that. So all day Thursday, we're going to be set up there with our table and like our skirt and stuff again. We have multiple Yeti coolers that we're giving away. We have tumblers, stickers, member cards, you name it. 2,000 keychains plus this year again. The big thing, I think, how we're going to do it is you're going to come by in the morning half of the day, and we're going to give away these little raffle tickets if you're going to stick around all day. And then at 3 o'clock, we're going to start pulling those raffle tickets out. We'll probably end up having 5 Yeti coolers, 10 tumblers, all sorts of other stuff for the raffle. But that's going to be pretty exciting.
Yeah, man. So. What all products are you giving away? I followed you on Instagram for a while and just seeing all the build up, the hype and stuff. What are some things in depth that you're going to be giving away?
So the big things we're going to have all day long on Thursday, we have 2,000 plus keychains thanks to Pro Parts. It has our contour cut, like classic member keychain, has Pro Parts logo on the back. We have. Because as you know, when you go to the show, you get those lanyards, you get the name tags. It's really cool walking around with those, So in that kind of aspect, we have our own hard plastic member cards that are like the grass bending engineer, official lawn care use only, kind of like a play. And Square Barrel sponsored those. So Square Barrel has their info and their picture on the back. And then I got Ballard to give us a couple hundred lanyards. So if you get to me quick on Thursday, the first couple hundred people, we have those member ID cards that are 2-sided, and we have the Ballard lanyards to give away in addition. So that's going to be, those are really cool, actually. Like, I would definitely try to get one of those.
Yeah, those Ballard things are sharp. I saw them on your Instagram. Ballard never does anything halfway though. They always
No, and what's
overperform.
cool is Corey's he's gonna donate and sponsor a Yeti Roadie 24 as well. So we're gonna have one Yeti Roadie that's gonna be Ballard stickers on it, some Stripe Life stickers, and at 3 o'clock is when we're gonna start giving away. So if you got a raffle before 3, come back at 3, and that's when we're gonna start giving these bad boys away. But Corey's actually going to come over at 3, and he's going to hand his and pull the winner out for his cooler. So that's going to be pretty exciting.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll bring a crowd for sure. What do you know? What booth it is?
It's going to be. I don't have the booth number.
Okay, but it's
now.
The biggest one.
It's the Hustler booth.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the biggest one there. If you go on my Instagram, it'll tell you what the booth number is, but you're not going to be able to miss it because, like I said, it's a giant merge booth. So instead of Cub and DeWalt and Hustler all separate, it's just one monster booth, man, and we're gonna have
a lot of yellow.
Yeah, we actually got some yellow Yetis too, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, man, that's awesome.
I'm telling you, when Corey comes over to give that thing away last year, I mean, it was like a movie star. Like he had people walking around with bags giving away stuff. He had people waiting in line to get their picture. So I'm pretty sure when he comes over, it's going to make it pretty interesting.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. It's that's the fun that GIE brings, or Equip. I'm sorry, I'm still stuck on GIE, but I think it's been a hard transition for everybody there. But so those are some cool giveaways that you're doing there. It's a cool way to start the show, get everybody enticed here. Tell us about what Equip is to you, like. First off, give us a little refresher. Take us back to who Ken and the Stripe Life is, because it's been a while since we had you on a couple months ago, earlier in the year. So take us through the Stripe Life members and things like that, the social media side of things, and then we'll get into your business later on. But tell us about that, and then let's transition into what Equip means to you and kind of the whole show that we've got going on up there, because it's coming. It's going to be here in 2.5 weeks, I think. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see you there and and everybody else and get to connect. But take us through, give us a little refresher, and then what Equip means to you.
So just a quick nutshell, created my Stripe Life social media platform back in 2008. Been doing lawn care forever. Been doing it professionally, part-time, licensed and everything for probably going on almost 9 years as like a professional side hustle. I noticed a need online where you couldn't really go into a Facebook group and ask a question. Hey, what do you guys using to sharpen your blades, and try to find out stuff without just getting bombarded, it just wasn't interesting, wasn't fun. So I told my buddies, I was like, we're going to create a group that can actually help people, that's actually going to be fun, and it's going to be badass. And my buddy at my pawn shop that I worked at full time was my first ever member. Flash forward, now we're pushing 50,000 members on there, which is pretty cool.
That's insane. I didn't realize it had gotten that big.
Yeah, we're like almost 49, so we should hit 50 on our growth rate within the next month. Instagram's close to 36,000. TikTok, we don't have as much, like 25,000 or so, but total platform, we're doing really well on our growth. And the big thing was I wanted to create a place that was nice, a good environment, professional and fun. We're majority pros, serious Joes in there as well that take their yard to the next level. But we do a lot of giveaways, and we also like to showcase the talent and hard work that's in this field. I mean, if you don't do lawn care or landscaping, you have no idea what these guys are doing, man. Like the temperatures, the sweat, the hard work that's out there. And there's a lot of skill in it as well. Anybody can kind of cut grass, but are you going to put diamonds on the yard with super crisp edges and take it to the next level?
Yep.
Is what we like to show off. That's why the Instagram's a lot more fun, I think, just because people will send me their pictures and ask me to showcase their work or their company's work. And it's really cool being able to help other people grow their platforms and showcase their work as well.
Yeah, that's one of the things that's unique about your page is you just repost. I mean, the majority of your content is reposting other people's stuff. And I think what you're saying there builds a really cool community, and it brings each other together. And it's not like, oh, look at me or things like that. It's like, hey, let's look at everybody else's work, and let's look at how everybody else in the industry is great at what they do.
If you're doing this for a living or even part-time or even just trying to have the best yard on the block, you appreciate this stuff. So when you see pictures of these other guys' work, it's like, man, I'm going to try that pattern out. Look at this stuff. So it's really cool being able to help other people showcase their work. The Facebook group is really good for getting more detailed information, like, hey, I got a problem with my motor, I got a problem with my blades, my deck, my trimmer. So on that, you can go into more detail. You can post videos, you can post pictures, and you'll see some posts where guys really help each other out in the threads, and that's what we built that for. And you'll see a lot of guys that will start out, they'll post a couple of pictures, and after like a couple little tips and stuff from other guys, I mean, their yard goes to the tops out there. So that's a lot of fun, and that's kind of what the whole point of everything was, to try to help everybody out in a fun way, and and grow from there.
Yeah, that is it. It's just really cool. It's really unique. It's a really cool platform that you have built there. Really, really awesome stuff that's going on over at the Stripe Life. Tell us about what you got going on in your business, man. I know. So last time we talked, it was you just went full time. Give us a little bit of an update on how that's working out for you. And I know. When did you end up? Did you have like tooth? You had tooth problems, right?
Oh
I saw
my God, man! I'm pretty sure God tried to kill me like 12 times this summer, but we're still chugging along. Definitely want to make it to the show. But so I kind of left. I worked at a pawn shop full time, did all my lawn care on my days off, and then working 7 days a week for years, hustling to build the platform and the company. But long story short, my boss retired, his son took over, I left, couldn't take it anymore. I've been full-time since June. There's a big difference between lawn care and landscape.
That is very true.
Being as though full-time, you need to pick up some money, you need to do so. I started picking up a lot more landscaping jobs than I used to. And I don't know how I'm not like 190 pounds right now, but if you're doing landscape a lot of the time, not just the lawn care, dude, it is a killer. So
it is
probably
a workout.
one of the hardest summers of my life. I'm not 25 anymore. So being out there in the heat, doing cleanup jobs and stuff. I mean, luckily I partner with a lot of brands, and I only try to represent the best stuff and really show off stuff that's going to help you. I don't try to take every deal that comes my way. I want to take deals that, I believe in the company, I believe in the product, but having the right stuff has made it a lot easier. So I'm blessed to have the right gear. But man, landscapers, dude, like I've always done lawn care, but landscape is a whole nother level of just exhaustion.
Yeah, so that's a really cool, like a trail to go down right now, because we never really even talk about the differences in that. So if you're new in this, obviously lawn care, lawn maintenance is you're out mowing, weed eating, blowing every day. You transition into landscaping, you're getting into planting, clearing, things like that. What does your landscaping look like for you? Is it clearing lots, clearing fence lines, putting plants in the ground?
So when I go out by myself and some of the jobs and the accounts that I maintain, I offer basic cleanup, hedge trimming, pole saw work. I try not to get up on a ladder too much. My DeWalt power stalls and stuff like that, I can get up about 20 feet from the ground without having to go up on any ladder. So basic cleanups, mulch, basic stuff. I do have a lot of buddies in the community. And what's crazy is Stripe Life is so big now, and the group is so big that I have so many guys in my home state or surrounding states that are so close, and they want to help out. They want to throw you work. And even on the group, I had a couple people, some bi-weeklies that I didn't really want to take care of anymore, just weren't for me. And I said, hey, does anybody want this job in Forest Hill, Maryland? And boom, like 3 people wanted it the next day. So it's crazy to think how many people are so close to you and are ready to help you out, or, or I help them out, vice versa. But I have a buddy that does lawn care, landscape, everything, and he does it for a living. So I've been taking on some bigger landscape jobs, kind of bidding them, going there and helping him and his crew with it. And he kind of knocks out majority of it. So the bigger landscape jobs, I'm kind of double teaming it with a friend's company, mostly just bidding them and doing some of the basic stuff, but try to just do like hedge trimming, light mulch, pole saw work, in addition to maintaining all the mowing accounts. But
yeah, no, that's really cool. And that's the thing about that you have to look at and think about, everyone else out there, if you own a business, is look at how you've built a network and community around you and how that helps you in your everyday business. Like if you didn't have that network and community, you would be literally dying. You'd be doing everything by yourself.
100%. And I made a video a while back about when you see these guys, right? Like you pull up to the gas station, there's 2 more lawn crews there. It's not, you shouldn't have a negative look on them. They're not taking
Yeah.
your business.
Yeah.
They're not taking your company. Those people are the key to your success, is what I talked about before. I have a crew so we just moved. So November will be a year. The crew that cuts my neighbor's house gave me so much work when I first went full time. It saved me. I mean, they literally probably gave me $5,000 of work in the summer. Cleanup jobs, all sorts of stuff that nobody really wants to do cleanups in the summer because it's hot as hell.
Yep.
But those people were lifesavers. And, if you don't network and make relationships, especially locally, I mean, that's the key to growing. So don't look at these other companies as your competition. If you do the best work out there, don't be worried about competition, because the people are going to use you, they're going to hear about you, and you're going to grow. But these other companies will throw you work. You might not like a job for whatever reason. You give them a cleanup job, they give you a cleanup or a mowing account. It all circles back. But the best advice and the best thing you can do is network always with other local crews. And I'm telling you, it will come back around and help you out tenfold.
How has that helped you? So you built networks, things like that. What kind of yards are you doing in your area? Is it mainly like small neighborhood lots? Is it bigger properties?
Entrepreneur Academy Live is back and better than ever. LAL 22 Live. Saturday, November 12th in Novi, Michigan. Join 400 fellow entrepreneurs and learn from some of the best in the industry at this powerful conference that will help you grow your business. Speakers include James Mansky, Mike Andes, Paver Pete, Troy Clogg, Nick Carlson, and Mark Bradley of LMN, just to name a few. Get your ticket now for the early bird price of $197. The price goes up October 10th. Your ticket covers access to the conference, lunch on Saturday, and free admission to the Friday night go-kart races. It's going to be so much fun. We'll see you in Novi, Michigan, Saturday, November 12th. LAL 22 Live. Sponsored by Xmark, Ballard Products, Sure Track, Kelly & Sons Trailers, and Yard Book. Grab your ticket now at l'entrepreneuracademy.com.
Yeah, so I picked up the Hustler Hyperdrive 60, which is an absolute beast. I mean, it feels like I'm driving a Ford Ranger around some of these yards. I mean, the thing is it is so big, so fast and powerful with those hydros and oil cooling systems. I mean, the thing's insane. My bread and butter and sweet spot is like, a quarter acre to half acres. And I guess a lot of my buddies call me bougie. So I like to go after accounts, obviously, that are well maintained. They treat the yards. It's all high fescue around here, tall fescue. And I like to go after accounts where they actually care about their yards, their flower beds and stuff like that, because it makes your work look even better. It's good for pictures and content. But, the worst thing is when you're taking care of accounts and the grass looks fire and the edges look great, and then their flower beds are like 4 foot tall of weeds, and they don't want to pay. They don't want to pay you to clean it. They don't want to pay you to help it. And, it's like, to me, that's my name on that whole yard. So even though I don't control the flower beds, it's a reflection of me to people that don't know the backstory. So I had to drop a couple yards that I didn't feel it was right for my business image. And no matter what, I was given cheap deals and still just couldn't get them to maintain it. So personally, my favorite thing, quarter to half acre. I do have a couple 1 acre jobs. But I like the customer to appreciate what I'm doing. I appreciate them, but you really want those customers that are happy and see what you're really doing. Like taking the yards, you're not just ripping and running. You know what I mean? You are really doing some good work for them, and being appreciated is a big thing.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I agree with everything you said there. How so how many are you doing right now? Like, is it you're by yourself still, right? So are you doing
Yeah, so
guys left and right? Like, how's that work?
So I have a couple buddies that everyone like. So as soon as I went solo, full time, bam, my wisdom tooth flared up. Had to get that pulled. It was an impacted one. I had what's called a dry socket, which is just like never-ending nerve pain in your head. And I didn't skip a single week. So after that went out, then I got COVID for the second time. And that tried to kill me. The one day I had like the chills and it was like 95 degrees. I'm out there working solo, but he didn't kill me that day either. So that was good. But it's been a battle. My buddy, I make a couple videos with. He comes out, and when I had COVID and when I had the wisdom tooth issues, he ran the trimmer for me, and I made a joke that he charges $3 a yard, and like everybody was out for my head thinking I was serious.
Oh my
And
goodness.
and I was like, my buddy works for $3 a yard, and so many people took it serious and were like, "Man, you're so cheap," and that's crazy. But it was obviously a joke.
Yeah.
So now it's like a running thing. Like every one of my main cut days, like I cut 22 right now. I usually cut 12 to 16 on the one day, and then whatever's left the next day. But now, like on my major cut day, I'll be like, "Hey, who wants to come run my trimmer for free, or a T-shirt, or a hat, or a couple stickers?" And what's funny is you get some people that like want to charge you to talk to them on the phone to help them out, which I think is a little crazy. But I think it's funny, like, "Hey, you want to come ride in the truck? We'll make some content. We'll have a hell of a time. And, I obviously going to pay you and give you a hat and stuff as well." But I had a lot of people contact me that, within an hour and a half, are like, "Dude, whenever you want some help, I'll come down." So we might look into that more next year, like have a sign up thing on the website where, you pick whatever day that you want to come run in the Stripe Life truck and we'll work it out. But
that'd be
sure.
pretty unique.
I mean, hey, if I live within an hour or 2 hours of Corey Ballard and he was like, "Hey, you want to come cut with me today?" Like, fuck yeah. Like that would be a lot of fun, or a lot of the big, like, "Hey, if you could go cut with the Spencers or that Lawn Dude or whatever top influencers that you like and like to watch, if they're like, "Hey, you want to come run in the truck and hang out today?" Like, dude, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, no, that would be really fun. That'd be definitely a unique take on things, and I think you could, moving forward, that would be a really good platform to get people in there with you. And, like you said, create content.
Have so many ideas. Like everyone's like, "You got to jump on YouTube. You got to jump on YouTube," but it's hard running everything in life. And then
I don't know about YouTube.
Like
short form content is going to be. I think that's the future going forward. I don't know that long form is going to hold on much longer.
I just think that it would be so cool that, every other week or whatever, you hook up with a fan or whatever you want to call them, and you take them on the truck. They have a lot of guys that are like, "Hey, Ken, like I want to go into lawn care. Like, can I come with you to see how it is?" It's like, "Yeah, sure. Run the trimmer all day." I hate the trimmer.
Yeah.
My trimmer guy sucks. But, being solo, you can't ever fire him.
Yeah, exactly.
So
exactly. As bad as they are, you never get rid of them.
Yeah, I know. Guys like that just doesn't want to work, but it's definitely something we're going to try to look into, set it up on the website and utilize that next year for help. But obviously I'm going to pay the guy. I'm going to give them some cool gear. They'll get to hang out, see the headquarters, and we're going to have the best gear around. So you get to come try out the Hustler Hyperdrive, the Mean Green Top Electric Mower. So there's a lot of cool things that go along with that as well,
Yeah. So you mentioned Mean Green there. Let's transition to that a little bit. So I mean, at Equip, are you going to be hanging out with Mean Green at all? I know Mean Green has been in the electric industry for a long time. So what have you got coming up with them?
So actually today, which is crazy. Today was a crazy day of doing stuff, but I actually signed today to be the first ever ambassador with Mean Green. And, I've been dabbing in some electric mowers and I always like to try different brands and different stuff. And Mean Green sent out one of their sit-down mowers, and I was absolutely blown away with how that mower handled hills, how it cut tall grass. I mean, every aspect of it was just unbelievable. And don't take my word for it. Go to Equip Expo, try out the Gravely, try out the Toro. Ferris might have one. I'm sure Skag, everybody and their brother is going to have one. Try all these other brands out and see how they feel and turn and run and cut. And then go to the Mean Green booth and try that joker out, and you tell me if you're not impressed. So I might be hanging out with them this year. We're just going to do Hustler on Thursday. So all day Thursday, which is the major day. It's the long day with the inside outside. We're going to be set up in the biggest booth there. We're going to have so many Yeti coolers, I can't even carry them. We're going to give them away. All sorts of cool giveaways. But I want to try to have more time and experience stuff this year. So Wednesday, we're just going to be walking around and hanging out. Thursday, we're going to be behind the table inside a Hustler all day. And then Friday is going to be my plan to actually get outside and try out some stuff and video and make some content.
Cool. Yeah. No, I think as we wrap this thing up here today, we've had some really good stuff from Ken so far. A lot of great value has been here. Cool little update. As we wrap up on Equip, I want to – so we're going to do a show probably next week or maybe next week or the week after about what our show's going to look like, what our plans are. But I think what you said right there is you need to get outside. You need to run this stuff. You need to run those demos. And it's a great time. Like when else are you going to be able to run 10 or 12 different brands and get to see how they all run, how they all feel, how smooth
awesome.
They are?
Yeah, because the biggest thing is –
for $10.
Whatever you call people, influencers, brand ambassadors, whatever you want to call people like me or all of us, you as well, a lot of people aren't true, and you'll find out that they just take whatever deal comes their way, and they'll tell you that everything's great when it's not. And that's the hardest part of working with brands is you got to work with brands that you honestly like, that you honestly think are the best. And for me, the biggest thing that got me going was like the Hustler Trim Star. I had a Skag SWZT36. I think Skag stripe great, cut great, amazing company. Me personally, when I tried out my buddy's Trim Star compared to the Skag, just the controls were so much easier on my body.
Yeah.
So that's what literally first got me with Hustler is trying out that Trim Star. I think Skag stripes and cuts, awesome. But just personally on that walk behind controls is kind of what brought me over. And ever since then, I've just been happy with everything Hustler does and everything that they have. But that's another one. A lot of guys use walk behinds. Try out all the different brands with their pistol grips and then go try out that Trim Star. And the Hustler Trim Star is just it's actually like enjoyable to run. It's easy on the body and it's fun. Whenever my buddies try it, they're blown away with how easy it is. So that's the big thing about the expo. Like you said, you can go outside, you can try them out. Don't take everybody's word for it because not everybody's word's always going to be true.
That's right.
But try them out yourself. That's why I always like to say, in my opinion, I always try to end with. But that Trim Star controls are awesome. The Mean Green, try out all the other ones, then try the Mean Green. And get, you might hate the Trim Star, but try everything out yourself. And what's cool is hearing everybody's experiences and how they personally like it. But I'm excited. I want to try to get away and actually get to do more stuff, mingle, and try some stuff out. So Friday, I feel like everybody and their brother comes on Thursday. So that's why we figured we'd just stay all day inside the booth and do all the giveaways Thursday. Friday, we will do a majority outside and have some fun.
Yeah, man, that's really awesome. I'm excited, looking forward to it. As we wrap this thing up, what is one piece of advice now that you've been in the industry full time for a few months now? What's one piece of advice you would give somebody who's starting out, maybe solo or rocking one guy, just trying to get their feet off the ground and moving forward, just in business? What would you give some advice to somebody out there?
I would say that the hardest thing is obviously bidding your jobs. I mean, I got bid a couple times, and when you bid a job, or let's say you're doing a weekly account and the person took you down, hey, my minimum's $50. Sorry, my light's going off. If you say my minimum's $50 and this person beats you down, they're like, here, can you do it for 40? Every time you do that yard, you're going to feel undervalued and you're not going to be happy.
Yep.
And the whole time you're cutting that yard and trimming that yard, all you're thinking about is how you're not getting your value. So the biggest thing you have to do, and it's hard when you're trying to take on as many jobs as you can, like I was, is stick to your guns, have a set minimum, have a set price per half acre, however you do your stuff, and don't let anybody take you down. If they don't want to pay your price, you don't cut their yard because you want to be happy while you're cutting that yard, and feeling undervalued while you're out there will eat you away the whole time. Instead of listening to some Kelly Clarkson with your headphones and enjoying that 30-minute cut, you're going to be hating it, thinking about how they should have paid you more. So The biggest piece of advice is set your price, stick to it, and don't let anybody undervalue what you think you're worth with anything, but make sure you stick to your guns and don't let other people dictate what the price is. They're lucky to have you. If you're out there, you're giving 110%, they're lucky to have you. It's not the other way around. And good things will come if you just stick to it. But stick to your guns. Don't let anybody take you down, because doing yards, when you don't get what you're worth, it's just not fun.
Yeah, man.
It messes with you mentally.
Yeah,
you
man.
know?
No, I agree 100%. This has been fun. This has been a really fun Friday show. Just a little bit of entertainment here, talking Equip, talking about you up and running your business in the first year. It's really cool. Hopefully it's inspiring to somebody else out there. If everybody wants to connect with you, where are you? Stripe Life on all social media platforms?
Basically, if you just type in Stripe Life, will pop up. Instagram and Facebook are our two biggest ones. We do a little bit of TikTok, but it's hard to compete if you don't have a juicy dump truck, you know. But
That's right.
But we're working on that. Over the off season, we'll tone up a little bit, get that TikTok moving.
Cool, man. Well, man, I really appreciate your time tonight. We squeezed this in. I'm out here on vacation on the balcony with the Gulf of Mexico behind me, so it's been a fun interview. It's in the dark out here now, but it's been very enjoyable. Spending some time away. Are you busy right now? What does things look like as you're heading into the fall?
So we're slowing down now. Maryland's been hit with some rain, man. Like, it's crazy. Like, I made a post the other day. Like, we've had nonstop rain for like 4 or 5 days. I had to skip this week on all my cuts, which is the best thing for the turf, but the worst thing for my wallet.
Yep.
And then you got other places, Kentucky and all these other places where they haven't had rain for like a month. So it's crazy how drastically different the weather is spread out everywhere. So, I'm complaining about too much rain, and other people are praying to God to get rain. So you got to give what you get, but we've been kind of hit pretty hard. So it's slowing down. It's getting pretty cold. We're going to try to do a couple little treatments, some fall cleanups, and just kind of ride out the off season, I guess.
Yeah, no, I agree. We're in the spot where we hadn't got any rain in 3 or 4 weeks, so it's really, really dry. On top of cool temperatures, everything's getting burned up because it's just too dry outside. So we're slowing down drastically, but we've got some other things coming down the pipe. We're going to get into some Christmas lights and things like that. Hopefully we'll have some more episodes on Christmas lights coming out soon. We've gotten a lot of response about that. Interesting. People interested in getting into it and what all the market is for it. So it's kind of an untouched thing. It's kind of a new side of the business that's kind of showing up on the scene. So hopefully add some more value on that moving into the future. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in to the show today. If you did enjoy it, would you leave us a 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts, or I think Spotify even lets you do it now. So a 5-star rating and review really does help us. It helps social proof the podcast. First thing we do is look at reviews when you buy something on Amazon or anything like that. So when people click on the podcast, if it gets promoted to them, they're going to look at the reviews and say, hey, this podcast has 20 reviews or this podcast has 75 or 80 reviews. So obviously the ones with the high reviews are going to feel is more, there's more value there, and it's been social proof by others, and they can get a lot out of it. So we would really appreciate that. We look forward to catching up with everybody at Equip here coming up in the next 2 to 3 weeks. We'll have another show coming on that here soon. Thank you to Brian and Entrepreneur Academy for partnering with us today on the Growing Green podcast. A lot of cool stuff at Entrepreneur Academy. We've talked about it. We'll have another show with Brian coming up and talk more in depth about that. But I think that's going to wrap this one up. Ken, thank you so much for your time tonight, man. And
no
it's
problem,
an honor catching up.
Fun. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, we look forward to seeing everybody at Equip and connect with Ken there at the Hustler booth. And without any further ado, I think that's going to wrap this one up. And we look forward to catching up with everybody here on the next episode.
Thanks for tuning in to the Growing Green podcast. It is an honor to have you listening, and we hope you receive valuable advice to help take your business to the next level. Don't forget to follow the podcast so you'll be notified when our next episode drops.